Alright guys, out here working on the New Holland baler, 310 as you can see. It is no longer red and rusty. Sandblasted it the other day and then primed it, and then went through and I'm doing a little work on it here. And then I'll finish touching it up a little bit and then we'll go ahead and paint it. Got tires off, paint them, and I'm putting new bearings in this cross shaft here. They didn't sound very good when I spun it. That runs over to that side, drive the pickup. It's going to get all new chains on it. I'm doing a little work. Had to put two new, I don't know what, these had never been on there on the wind guard. Had to put two new of them on, or weld them in there. I got to put, I think, 7 or 8 teeth on the pickup. Got to put that in, and then I think once I get done with that, then I think it'll be in pretty good shape from the work I did last year on the stuffer. And then since it ran good last year, I'm gonna go ahead and decide to spend some money on it and get it up into better shape. And so that's what we're doing anyways. Oh, hold on about that. And then getting new chains. I got new chains to put on here because the other ones they had bolts in them, holding pieces together and whatnot. So putting that. We're gonna do that anyway. Get those, and then I got that's a PTO shield on the hitch up here. I'm gonna bend up a new one of them because that one's just trashed. And then I'm going to bend up a new bail chute for it because that one's just trashed also. So, put that on in. It ought to be in pretty good shape then once I get all that stuff done, because the knotter works great and the plunger and whatnot's good. And done enough work on that stuffer that hopefully it'll keep working. But, go ahead and... This thing's a pisser to get out of here. The bearings, of course, is rusted on there, and the lock collar's rusted and everything. It's probably the original bearings and whatnot. Just put the bolts in it and wait and tighten it up until I get the other side all together. I can reach my fat fingers up in there. Put a lower one in. This is an overrunning clutch right here. For the pickup, like you start going faster than what it's turning, it just overruns it. There's a sprocket that goes on here. Come on, start. Got this. Once I get this done, I think it's just I gotta do gotta weld something, then I gotta fix something on the belt tension on the reel drive on the hay bind, and that should about be it for repairs on the hay equipment, and it's all ready to go, other than just grease everything. There we go. Alright, get that in there. Don't forget to put your washers behind the keyway before you put the key in. There's 2 washers go there. Alright, I'm going to show you about these lock collars here. That black piece there is loose. You can see right there, there's a hole in it, and then there's a set screw up there. And there on it got an eccentric cut into them, and there's an eccentric sticking out on the shoulder of the bearing there. And what you do, I hate lock collars, and they're a pain in the butt to get off of there, because half the time set screws won't come out, and then you're trying to decide which way they drove them on to tighten them. But what you do, hopefully you can see this thing goes on there, and it slides over the shoulder of the bearing, and then it turns just a little bit and it locks, or it tightens it up. And what it's tightening against the shaft and the bearing, and what it does is it makes it so that the inner race of the bearing can't spin on the shaft. They work good, and see, you can either tighten them this way, go like that, or you can also tighten them the other way. And so when you're taking them apart, you never know which way they put them in from the factory, or if someone's been into it before. I always, when I go, I tighten them like righty tighty lefty loosey, so you said if I ever take it apart again, I know that which way to go. But I run that down kind of against there like that, and then I take the punch and put it in here on the hole, not where the set screw is, but on the hole, and I just kind of give it a good whack, and that'll just kind of seats it on there to where now it doesn't back off. It's locked onto that bearing and locked onto the shaft and everything. And then you can just take the Allen wrench, go in here, and these are horribly not easy to get to ones. They're not too bad if they're out in the open. But just go in there and just tighten up that set screw. Put the pliers on that for just a second. Alright, and then anyway, that's how you do lock collars. And then that shaft stuck in there, and drive the sprocket on, put the cotter key on and the washer, and then it'll be right with the chain. Actually, I'm putting new chains on it, so I gotta I've got the other two, I haven't got this chain yet, so. Alright, I'm out here, I'm gonna bend up a chute for the baler. The back one is just trashed. Excuse the mess we got in the shop. Got way too many projects, and not enough of them are getting finished. First, actually, I'll explain what I did here on the IH. The problem, the thrust bearing, what I'm stalled on. I was about ready to put the crank back in it. Today's Thursday, it was Monday. Went to put the crank in it, and the thrust bearing, which goes on here, had 25 thousandths. There's in play on the crankshaft, and it's supposed to be 4 to 10 thousandths. And thrust bearing had really cut into the crankshaft, and they didn't catch that at the machine shop, so I had to send it off, or took it back to the machine shop, and they sent it off, and they're gonna have someone weld it up, and then they got to turn it back down to get the correct. They got to build the face of the side of the journal up there to make it so that it'll, I only got 4 to 10 thousandths on the end play again. So that's where we're at on this. I'm out a couple weeks now. Not frustrating, but whatever. You just gotta be flexible when you deal with machinery. So, man, we're always busy enough. We got enough stuff happening. Like right now, I'm working on the baler. 19 inches wide on the chute, and then 3 inches up on each side. So set that at 25. There's 25. There's 25. If we were cutting more than one of these, I could set up a stop back here and whatnot, but for one of them, it's just easiest to back measure. I think that one needs to go in just a scoosh. Alright. And then, hey, look, everything's pretty lined up there. Let's see. Oh, freaking mess. I gotta get that, move all this crap and get to that machine. All good. See if this come out too. .25 and a 32nd, and there's about 25 and 32nd again, so perfect, good enough for what we got. Now I gotta cut this to length this way, so come back with you here in a minute. There, I got all them laid off. Got 3/8 punch in there. And we have said hole. Not quite. Get out of the way. There's center punch. Now, there we go. Well, this machine, other than the welder and the grinder, just for cleaning up welds, is probably the most used tool in this shop. Come on. There we go. Now, there's that. Alright, got the one side bent. I got the brake set here. I got the piece set in there right where I want it. And that upset. Oh, come on. Don't want it to take such a big bite the first shot. Down here just a little bit. Yeah, it needs to go a little more. Again, if I was bending more than just one of these, I'd get this thing set to where usually in about 2 strokes I could smash it into a 90, but that's it there. Don't want that thing bottoming out. There's pipe wrench marks on there. I bet they got that. They stalled that thing. It's got a great big flywheel in there. It's turning, and I think they stalled the thing out at some point. People who had this thing before us. I don't know who that was. That was before my time. We've had this thing a long time. Yep, might go a little more. I really need to change these dies and put a different set of dies in, but just one guy, I can't handle them things by myself. Just I think it might have went that way. I can always take a crescent wrench and fold over on it, but ain't too bad. I don't want to go much more than that. Like I said, without changing the dies, but I can bend that. That's not a problem. So there's my new bale chute there. So I think it turned out alright. It looked a lot better than the one that was on it. Put 2 bolts in there and chains go there, and spits bales out, and I'll put some primer on it and I'll put it on the baler and paint it. So I think that'll probably do it here. Part 1 of working on the baler. So thanks for watching.